I'm excited to welcome you to this NDE Integration Toolkit. In this video, I'm going to share how to validate and understand your near-death experience. This is special to me because every NDE has a purpose and a meaning. There is so much wisdom that comes along with both types of near-death experience, which I'm going to get into. There's the typical near-death experience, dying, crossing over, coming back, and there's also a non-typical near-death experience, which I'll talk about because they're both really important. First of all, in order to validate your near-death experience, the word validate has the word valid in it, which means if something is valid, it is true. And if something is true, it's provable. And it is provable that near-death experiences happen. This is something that has been happening since the beginning of time. There's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of NDEs that have been documented by the scientific community, by the medical community, even by the metaphysical community, the religious community, all of the different types of organizations and communities that span globally have looked into near-death experience because the one universal factor of an NDE is that it's a miracle. It's a miracle from God. I get emotional when I think about it because it's the magic of getting a second chance. Those of us that have had the common NDE of dying and crossing over, we get a second chance at life. We are meant to be here. We're meant to live full out. I believe that we're meant to understand our NDE at a deep level, to really see what actually happened, what happened to you during your NDE, or if you've had multiple NDEs. What is the meaning and the purpose? I had my near-death experience in 2003, and I have spent over 2 decades deeply healing. It was my greatest wish and desire to heal my near-death experience. There is this God-guided soul level choice that I feel. I feel that it is a predestined choice of God and the soul because our souls have growth, certain growth, that we come and we incarnate, and there's things that our soul wants to achieve in terms of knowledge and wisdom and growth during a lifetime. Having a near-death experience, I feel it's an accelerated way to grow within your soul. It's an accelerated way to access the wisdom that we all have access to. And it's really beautiful to be able to also process the human side of it, the pain, any type of emotional anguish, lots of physical healing often that goes on after a near-death experience. There is so many things to do with the God connection. There is the practical side of a near-death experience of how it can interfere in someone's life and their livelihood, the structure of their relationships, what they can and can't do. There's so much that goes on, how long it takes to heal. You might be here on this toolkit still wondering, did I really have a near-death experience? What happened to me? Wanting to maybe have answers and verification as to, and now what? I had this experience, I don't fully understand it, and now what do I do with this? So there's many different stages of where somebody can be at in their near-death experience, and that is why I created this integration toolkit. The practical tools that I'm going to give you will work at any point in your journey. Whether you had an NDE recently or many, many years ago, you can use these tools to integrate and understand your NDE better and at a deeper level. This will help you and aid you to move forward. I would like to welcome you into this space and truly validate the fact that you had a life-altering, profound experience. And I know that because you wouldn't be here if you didn't. Thank you so much. My name is Yoga Pramananda, and I am a NDE expert. An experiencer. I'm also a holistic healer. Love all things holistic. Even though we are on video, I just want to let you know that I took a lot of time to meditate on the souls that would come through this video and this course. And this, I feel very connected and very much wanting to send love to each and every one of you. We are truly family. I am going to talk about the definitions. There are two definitions. There's the typical near-death experience, and there's the non-typical near-death experience. They're both equally as impactful, and I would like to go down both of those during this video. With the typical near-death experience, there's common experiences that happen. So I'm going to go through some of these common experiences as I'm talking about the common things that people experience during an NDE. You can just allow the healing, any type of healing, any understanding, any validation that your soul is calling in. Just allow yourself to experience all of that while I'm going through this list. Number one is, did you experience leaving your body when you had your NDE? If you experienced leaving your body, whether you feel like you had an out-of-body experience or you left your body, you crossed over and you came back. Number two is experiencing a tunnel or bright light. Did you experience a tunnel? Did you travel some other way? Did you experience light? What was the light like? Was it very, very bright? Was it a light realm? Was it light beings? Was it just the presence of light? Number three is, did you encounter God, beautiful divine beings? Did you encounter loved ones? So what and who did you encounter either before, during, or after your near-death experience? That's another thing. Some people encounter some of these before. There's leading up to an NDE. Sometimes people have different experiences prior to it, during the NDE, and then some people even continue to have experiences after the NDE. So you can kind of see what period of time you feel like you were experiencing this. And it is unique for everyone. So if I'm talking about encountering divine beings, you might have had your own unique version of that, which is very common that we all have our own unique version of it because our soul's growth is unique to us. The next one is life review. Did you encounter any type of life review during your NDE? Next is coming back with wisdom, really encountering wisdom before, during, or after your NDE, and then also coming back with a soul mission. Like myself, many of us come back and we feel that our soul has this mission, that it is now on after our NDE. So you can feel into that. See if you feel like your soul has a mission and is feeling like it really is called to do something specific after your NDE. And then the next one is unconditional love. This one is so beautiful when I hear so many people talking about this feeling of unconditional love. I think of it also as unconditional forgiveness, unconditional harmony, peace, joy, union, community, support. That is what God wants to give us. And it begins with unconditional love within and without. This is heaven on earth. This is new earth. This is the soul family that comes in to house and have this experience and to really vibrate this experience of peace and love and joy out into the universe and into everyone around us. The next thing is hearing it's not your time and then returning to your body. If during your NDE you might have heard something specific, you can think about, what did I hear during my NDE upon returning? And then there is telepathy, teleportation, and other phenomenon. This one I love. I experienced this, and I do feel like this is common because people report just appearing in different realms during their NDE, appearing in one realm and then appearing in another realm. I found it really interesting, this feeling of teleportation during my NDE. And then also telepathy is very, very common, not experiencing traditional communication, just absolutely knowing things during an NDE. And this sometimes would happen for people before their NDE and then having it continue after their NDE, having periods of telepathy. And there's other phenomenon as well that people experience during their NDE. And then of course, there's knowing what's happening back on Earth. So many people report knowing conversations that were happening, saying, oh, so and so was getting on a plane to come and see me. And this is beautiful because it's verifiable. There are so many verified accounts of people coming back after an NDE and getting to have conversations with doctors, family members, all kinds of things like that to verify that their knowledge and wisdom of what was happening back on Earth was true and it was real. It's beautiful. This is something that transcends time and space. The other thing is having a life issue being resolved. I experienced this. I feel so grateful that I had a specific life issue that I had, which was completely resolved when I got back from my NDE. Thank God. It's beautiful to be able to look and see were specific things resolved for me during my near-death experience. Now I want to talk a little bit about, even though an NDE is always a conscious, heightened, spiritual, God-led, soul-led experience, some people do come back and they have confusion or trauma to work through, or somebody might have experienced a hellish dimension. I experienced a hellish dimension. I can absolutely promise you that nothing was wrong with your NDE. There's nothing that says nothing about you on a soul level. This is still part of your soul evolving past the hellish dimension. And there's so much wisdom that comes out of this dimension, us having these experiences. I have a specific video on my YouTube channel, which is in the link below, where you can watch, where I explain all of the wisdom that came out of that experience for me. And if you were moving through trauma, confusion, or anything like that after a near-death experience, I know I was. And that's why there's this beautiful two sides to integrating and embodying your NDE, because there is that practical side, the human side, and then there is the soul level wisdom side. So it's really nice to go side by side and allowing both of those to unfold beautifully and naturally as you go along this process. I'm going to go into the non-typical near-death experience. The non-typical near-death experience is the fear of death. There's a catalyst that happens which brings up this fear. So there's two different types of non-typical near-death experience. The catalyst can be environmental or physical. So that's just kind of an easy way to break it down. On the environmental side, there's war. There is any natural disaster would trigger this fear of death. Anything coming from the environment. So now there's the physical side, which could be a diagnosis. Somebody receiving a health diagnosis, and then they have this fear that they're going to die. This triggers the near death-like state, which is a death and a rebirth. There's this death of parts of the psyche. There's this death of the identity. Sometimes people have what you could call a spiritual death, like their spiritual beliefs completely shift and change. There's a reason why all of these different things happen. It's this death and rebirth cycle, which is part of the evolutionary process. With the non-typical near-death experience, we've all had these. This is divorce, loss, betrayal, any type of really intense life situation or transition, which brings up the fear of death. Many people stepping into the unknown. If somebody's moving to a new country and it's traumatic, learning a new language, people that are fleeing from war. Many of us go through many of these over the course of our life. We are on this growth journey, and as we go through these different pivotal points in our life, we get to have soul growth. if you're on a course like this, you are having that soul growth. You are taking the time to say, okay, yes, we're going to be going through these things anyway. We're going through these points in our life. We might as well take the time to get the soul growth and really embody the wisdom. So it's beautiful with a non-typical near-death experience because you can see after you get past the hard part, sometimes even before you get past the hard part, you can actually see the growth coming, and then you can see the growth in your life. And then you see yourself, there's another stage where you're just happy for the growth. It's like, oh, thank God I got out of that job and I changed careers, or thank God I lost that money, which was coming from a sense of wounding, and then I recreated my life to be able to make money in a sustainable way, coming from my highest passion and my true life's goals and desires. So there's like so many different ways to actually look at it and perceive it. But that is kind of a fun journey because that usually always leads into the highest, I call it a timeline. So the highest timeline or the highest outcomes for your life. So even though they might seem scary or upsetting at first or at some point along the journey, you will get to the point where you are reaping the rewards and the benefits of the evolutionary process. Now I'm going to go over 4 practical tools that you can do now to validate your experience. You can do one or you can do all of these. Number 1 is to write down what you remember. As you're writing down what you remember, just remember that memory sometimes comes back in fragments. You might get pieces of memory with this or with that, and just really letting it flow out with no judgment. As you're doing this, memories or emotions might rise. As these memories and emotions are rising, anything really that's arising within you, as you're writing down what you remember, so that you can be in a space of love and non-judgment, you can send out forgiveness, peace, harmony, this unconditional love. That is really beautiful that the body knows when it's safe to allow these things to arise. Sometimes people think that if there's a memory arising, it's like, oh no, why am I having this memory? Or if there's a challenging emotion coming up, it can feel really intense, especially sometimes if it's just coming out of the body, if it's something that may have been suppressed for a while. But you can just knowing and being aware of the fact that your body wouldn't even be allowing that to come up if it didn't feel safe in order to let that go. And that even if it feels intense when it's coming up and out, or if it feels yucky to have a certain memory, all you need to do is just try to relax, soften, and just be in a loving space. Non-judgmental. Even if you maybe get judgmental for a moment, if you just let go of the judgment and then come into this space of unconditional love, unconditional forgiveness, peace, harmony, joy, all of the beauty that exists in the world. And it is a cleansing process. You'll be cleansing out anything that's ready to go out. Number 2 is to speak to someone safe. Communication is so powerful when it's done in a safe space. Talking about what happened to you, if you have never really gotten to sit down and just tell somebody play by play, like what happened, what did you feel, what did you experience, all of these different things that happened, being able to communicate all of that out in a really safe space. Everybody should have one or more people in their life that is a really safe space. That is a gift from God. It's a gift from life when we have someone that we can really communicate with. See if you can find your person, or you might already know who your person is. Number 3 is to join a group. This doesn't have to be an NDE group, but it can be. There's the beautiful IANS, the International Association of Near-Death Study, and then I have all of my Phoenix offers on my website, consciousbreakthrough.com. This is more so a group for your life. So we have been given a second chance. We're supposed to live life full out. Nurturing your soul will help you validate and understand your near-death experience at a deeper level. Pick a group where you feel like you're in love with it, that you're nurturing your soul. It's something that you look forward to going to, whether you can go every week or once a month or once a quarter. You can even start a group. But having people together, when you join beautiful people that have something in common that they each love, and being able to bring that joy and love into a group, that will allow you to really nurture your soul and to validate the experience of your life. Number 4 is to trust your inner knowing. As we trust our inner knowing, this actually activates the wisdom within us. I can go so deep into the concept, the practice, the wisdom of trust. We're all on the journey of trust from the time we're born until we take our last breath. We will be learning the wisdom, the kindness, the peace, the viability, the verification of trust, like how we really verify our lives. Really trusting your inner wisdom is a guidance that I can't say enough about. I want to say thank you so much for being here. I have loved sharing, validating your near-death experience, and also going into the really important topic of the non-typical near-death experience so that you know what that is, so that you can look at those points in your life as well. And then sharing the practical tools, things that you can do now that will help you deepen your understanding of your NDE, continue to validate it, and really open up this wisdom and the purpose of your near-death experience. In the next video, I'm going to go into mental wellness. I'm going to go into grounding, which is so important after an NDE, and also post-NDE emotional shifts and how to deal with those. So we're going to have a really beautiful video with all of those topics in it. And then, of course, some more tools there. Thank you so much. Namaste, and I'm sending you so much love. This is Yoga Premananda. I will see you in the next video.